In these last 6 years, we've done much to restore our capital city as a thriving center of government, culture, and the economy. The Plaza de España has been restored, and we have an extended facility that provides increased services at Agutña Library. Down the street a little is the Senator Angel Leon Guerrero Santos Memorial Park, where not too long ago we unveiled the new statue honoring a fearless and great leader of Guam. At the Antonio Tony Palomo Guam Museum and Chamorro Educational Facility, our children and our visitors can learn more about the Chamorro people and the journey that led to who we are as a people today. And I want to congratulate the legislature on the historic congressional building, where I have memories of visiting as a child while my senator did his work as a senator. Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio helped restore the Guam Seal Park and the Chief Kapuha Park. We have a beautiful and safe Paseo Stadium with a recreation center that is being used by the community daily now for fitness programs. These sites help to preserve historic sites that honor this legacy of those who came before us. But there's more to this vision. There is in proposed plans a river walk, which would provide a beautiful vista, but also would serve a very important purpose. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has designated most of Agutña as a flood zone, even beyond the boundaries that we know flooding does occur. This, of course, means that there are restrictions in developing Agutña far beyond what we see elsewhere. The plan is to mitigate the flooding with a river walk, thus addressing the federal government's concerns, lifting the restrictions and allowing our community to determine how we exercise a balanced and sustainable growth in this area. The Trump administration requested a list of capital improvement projects particular to urban centers, and the river walk is on the list that we submitted. We are working with the Army Corps of Engineers, which will be doing an environmental impact study, and they've committed to funding 2/3 and will match the 1/3, or about $1 million, which I've already identified. And this will take about 2 years to complete. I know several of you have property interest in Agutña. For you and others like you, this would allow you to make the most of your investments. I've also talked to you about rebuilding the Palacio for years now. It's an integral part of restoring Agutña as a center of government, culture, and economic development. And like the Riverwalk, its purpose is twofold as well. The Palacio, which will house some of government offices, meeting spaces, and a small museum. And eventually the buildings around it would house more government offices, centralizing our operations so it's easier for people to conduct business with the government. It also would allow our people to invest in property that belongs to us. It would shift the money away from the reported $14 million that we are currently spending on leasing commercial office space. This just makes sense. The Office of Public Accountability has advocated such an investment as a smart solution to saving government money. And I've asked our fiscal team to work with HRRA to make both of these projects a reality and allow us to better invest our resources. In recent months, we've seen how a revitalized Agutña could draw the community. During the 12th Festival of the Pacific Arts, people were walking between the Paseo, the Chamorro Village, the museum, and the Plaza de España. And even through the Christmas season, as events were held at the cathedral and the museum, and Christmas lights were shown from the Government House to Laddystone Park, Guamanians were strolling through Agutña, enjoying the sights and also stopping by restaurants and businesses that they had just discovered. I think that once the Palacio is in place, it's going to be an amazing place to visit, and I'm excited to watch as his full vision comes to fruition. I also returned from a trip where I met with investors, credit rating agencies, federal officials, and watched the transition of the 44th president to the 45th. PROMESA continues to cast a shadow on Guam and the territories. The good news is that the investors and credit rating agencies are confident in how we have managed our finances as a government and pay our debts. They know that we are not Puerto Rico. Their concern is born from the fact that they have seen us come a long way. And it's true. We've worked our way from 1 or 2 ambulances to 14, from 5 fire trucks for the entire island to 1 for every station. We've gone from owing more than $300 million in tax refunds going back 4 to 5 years to having paid more than $900 million in tax refunds in just the past 6 years. And for the most recent 4 years, we didn't do any type of borrowing. However, we recently added $173 million to our unfunded liability. We reduced the retirement age and stretched out the amortization. Basically, we've done the opposite of what other jurisdictions are doing to fix their problems. Right now, our deficit is a little over $100 million. I'm not satisfied with that. But let's talk about where that comes from. There are a plethora of unfunded federal mandates, like the $140 million owed in compact funds annually, and the $1 billion plus for Clean Air and Clean Water Act compliance. But let's just look at 2 specific mandates. Medicaid. Medicaid used to be $15 million annually. Now it's at $40 million. EITC used to be at $20 million. Now it's at $60 million annually. I was once called Chicken Little when I was concerned about a $370 million deficit in 2011 when our annual revenues were only about $600 million. That's an accumulated deficit of about 65% of total annual revenues of the government of Guam. Now juxtapose that with what we have now. Our deficit is 12% of our annual revenue at about $880 million. We should all be very proud of how far we've come to make the once dire financial situation a fiscal success story. A fiscal success story. But try as we may, this government has a habit of shooting itself in the foot. And I'm bringing this up because I need your help in this regard. We've solved the financial crisis. Inertia and vigilance will take care of the rest. I've turned the administration's attention to economic development. But we keep facing these unnecessary distractions from a legislature hell-bent on turning back all our financial achievements. Nothing will break the bank more than undisciplined increases to the pension fund. You all know this. You've seen the news throughout the nation. You know what happened in Puerto Rico. The media has just glossed over the hundreds of millions that have been added to the pension fund liability. If we're not careful, if we don't speak up, the legislature will cause the pension fund to be the death of GovGuam's solvency. Now, these are the same people who close their eyes to the numbers and promote a minimum wage increase without any study to stand on. I'm for wage increases, and I'm sure all of you are. But no person in their right mind would want to do this if it means that you have to let go of staff or cut hours in production. And to make matters worse, these are the same senators who want to chase the best and brightest managers out of my administration by cutting their pay. Cutting their pay for what? For fixing the financial mess that they helped to create? For fighting back on the excesses that endanger true fiscal responsibility? I'm tired of this political theater and this fairy tale the Democrats have been telling about our finances. We figured that out despite them. And it's time for this entire community to get with the program and turn our attention to economic and social development. I think that we've proven our ability to maintain solid financial footing through responsible management of our resources. But more importantly, we continue to invest in our people and in our island. Our first-time homeowners assistance program has assisted approximately 400 Guamanian families to build or buy their first home. This generated approximately $70 million in mortgage loans. We have built about 2,000 affordable homes. We've renovated and expanded the Hagatnya Library, built a new museum, renovated the Paseo Stadium, expanded Chamorro Village, which we will use the new space as part of the upcoming Friday night market and a new farmers market in central Guam. In addition, we've hosted the 12th Festival of Pacific Arts, the World Health Organization Western Pacific Region Summit, and the PATA Annual Summit. We're also anticipating the Guam International Airport Authority's $96 million investment in the third floor project. The project would at once modernize the airport's aesthetics, but also address a federal concern of mingling transit passengers and those who are staying on Guam. Right next to the airport at the Tejan Parkway, we've identified $1.5 million in seed money to complete the land acquisition required for this final phase of the parkway. Once the rights-of-way issues are resolved, then it paves the way to $30 million for the project. Now, there is one recent development hindering economic development, which my administration continues to discuss with federal officials. My team is following the proceedings at the H2B Visa case that is playing now in federal court. The H2B Visa case that is playing out in federal court. My goal is to work parallel to the Guam Contractors Association case, but focus on the issue from a different angle. In meetings with leaders such as the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral John Richardson, I shared our concern about the rate of denials for H2B visas and what this means to pertaining to our national security and our economy. I shared these same concerns with members of the most recent administration, but to no avail. We were able to confirm that it's not just you, the private sector, and me as the governor of Guam, who are concerned with the negative impact this will have on current and upcoming construction projects. But local military officials are concerned that this sudden change in U.S. CIS interpretation of foreign labor policies has already caused delays in projects at a time when we're seeing record tourism numbers that create the need for additional hotel rooms, a growing healthcare industry that needs qualified healthcare professionals, federal environmental mandates that continue to choke our island and our economy, and a preparation for the realignment of forces. Any one of these circumstances could have been handled individually. However, together, they build up to be the start of what could potentially be a real economic disaster. The continued denial of petitions is hindering $8.7 billion of the U.S. military construction and $1.3 billion of non-military economic growth for our island. My team and I remain diligent in finding a working solution to this issue, not just in the short term, but the long term as well. We also are considering a number of solutions, including a regional visa. We need to continue to work together with our regional neighbors. In May, our island will host leaders from the Republic of Palau, Federated States of Micronesia, Republic of the Marshall Islands, and of course the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas, in what was once the Micronesian Chief Executive Summit, but now called the Micronesian Islands Forum. In this, we will continue discussions that we have already broached with each of our neighbors and create a solid regional network that links potential employees to training and to jobs. In this way, we are able to ensure that Guamanians are ready to take on jobs anywhere in the region when there's a dip in the construction industry here. Additionally, others from throughout the region can fill in the gaps when more workers are needed here as well. This administration remains committed to building our island, our economy, our people here and throughout the region up to our full potential. And we have 2 years left to complete the job that we've started. And we're going to push harder than ever. It's going to mean more hard work, but our community and our children deserve no less.